reach. Welcome to part 471 of the never-ending tour.
We're here at FC Barcelona, Mecca County, Ross County FC here in Dingwall.
Little known fact, Barcelona were formed after watching Ross County play.
Raise your hand if you think Ross County are the most northerly senior football side in the United Kingdom. Doesn't matter where you are, cast your vote. Cast it.
I've cast my vote now!
Put your hand back down. You're wrong. It's actually Elgin City. This trivial tidbit, though, should not detract from what was a magnificent debut top-flight season for Derek Adams' gentlemen, though, finishing a creditable 5th, miles ahead of teams that arrogant boors would refer to as their elders and betters. It's certainly a long way to have come for a side which only gained admission to the senior league structure fewer than 20 years ago. Mixing it up this time around for the Staggies will be the biggest invasion of Dutchmen to Scotland since, oh, no, better not go there. Nonetheless, their Netherlands imports take the shape of Melvin de Leeuw, Darren Matson, Kelvin Lucassen and Mark Klok, the latter of whom should keep things ticking over in the midfield. Breaking the lowland transfer policy is Ben Gordon, although he is a worthy trend ruiner, having put in a couple of impressive SPL loan shifts at Kilmarnock. Altogether then, the 2013-2014 season should be one in which the Dingwall folk look to fully establish themselves in the division, some summer improvements to Victoria Park in addition to these squadular adjustments and an already firm financial footing, representing a club fully stretching their legs beneath the top flight table. My God, what a terribly garbled metaphor. The club's internet website states that they have the mentality of us and we, rather than you and me. While I'm not entirely sure what that means, I hope County are around long enough to explain this mentality to simple folk like myself.
I think Ross County have got the financial muscle to kind of compete and bring in some guys to make that loss
Financial
something they
muscle.
can deal with. Yeah, well, they're not.
I imagine they're running off a pretty meagre budget.
They're bankrolled by some guy.
Are they?
Yeah, some rich man
Research.
bankrolls them. We'll tell you what his name is later on. Cuts to see.
Roy McGregor's the chairman, is that who you're talking about?
Roy McGregor, he actually owns a circus. Other things, Ivan Sproul came here and ran really, really quickly.
Yes. One of the signings of last season, Ivan Sproul.
Ivan Sproul making a difference there.
Yes.
To Ross County's top 6 finish.
One of the few teams with genuine width.
Genuine width.
Yes.
Kovacevic, he's got a
He came
foreign
in,
name.
played really well. He only had Ross Tokley. He only had Ross Tokley to beat, which isn't that difficult because Ross Tokley is awful.
Not the best player in the world.
Was awful.
Couple of heroes for Ross County.
Ross Tokley.
Ross Tokley, Inverness Caledonian Thistle player for many years. Probably not much of a cult hero. I think this is going to be for many the most memorable season they've had.
Yeah.
The season just passed.
Absolutely.
And you would probably say Vigors in Britain were cult heroes up here, which will make Britain's potential departure even more difficult to kind of
Absolutely.
stomach.
Yeah.
In your stomach.
Yeah. That's a bad Britain in my stomach.
Yeah.
Please don't make me go to Perth.
Oh, Great Britain.
Well, the chairman was in the paper the other day, the Rossshire Journal. He was in saying that they won't come to a cash settlement for Richard Britain with St Johnstone. They won't play hardball. No, they are playing hardball. They won't play softball. Softball's rubbish. I'm up for just getting going, to be honest.
Yeah. I had lots of fun at Ross County. Holy Greens, where are we?
We are only in Celticville.
Glasgow Celtic?
Yes, the very same. This season, win, cup, win league, out group stages Champions League, good night, see you later.
And that is the Lisbon Greens for you. Okay, easy target over with. I think they've done okay, and I think credit where credit's due to the Glasgow Greens.
Yeah, well, last season obviously was defined in part by them getting a lot of good European moments out of it, squeezing it for all it was dry, beating Barcelona on their home patch, which was excellent, getting through to the Champions League, which is the difference between a good season and a great season for them.
It certainly is, and it's quite admirable to see a club like Celtic that are enormous, gargantuan in this country, but they're not really like spending stupid money and screwing themselves over. They're buying young players at a good price, and look at that. Try to sell Wanyama for 12 million or so. I think that's a good business sense, and I think fair play to them for not buying Tori Andrew for £24 million.
Yeah, well, they can always seem to recoup in transfer fees what they spend. I mean, they've spent £2.5 million on Virgil van Dijk from Groningen, But the fact is, by comparison to what they take in for players, that's not a big outlay. But at the same time, while they're spending £2.5 million, they're going to be streets ahead of anyone else in Scotland, and it's going to be a bit dull.
If that Virgil's anywhere near as good as it was in Mary Poppins, we're in for an absolute belter.
I heard he just sings while he defends. It's great.
Europe, do you think they can do another one, or will they flounder pathetically?
Well, it depends almost entirely on the draw, and when you boil your season down as much as they do to progress in Europe, which is in and of itself a handful of games, then it's a very fine line. They could have easily gone out of the group stages last season, and by the same token, they could have possibly gone further. But it's always a bit of a lottery in Europe.
Let's get out of this place. Let's go.
Not before we play a game. Let's play a game of which of Celtic's former sponsors would you most like to drink. You have to choose between Magners, Carling, Tennent's, or C.R. Smith Conservatories. Go.
Umbro.
He went with Umbro. He'd like to drink Umbro.
Wonga.
That took ages. Oh, Craig, this may surprise you, but I'm not a venture capitalist, and yet I can still tell you that Heart of Midlothian are in a spot of bother.
Well, John, likewise, this may surprise you. I actually am a venture capitalist, and despite my lack of a soul, I can tell you that Hearts are definitely struggling. There you go.
Excellent, yes. 15-point deduction, first team to go into a top-flight season in the Scottish Premier League with that. And, unsure if they can get money to get the start of the season, to complete the season. The fans are trying to buy the club.
Oh, there's going to be a knight in shining armour. It's going to have a happy ending, this story. Let's end on a high, shall we? But Danny Wilson. Roman will do that.
No,
Oh,
he's not here.
right, where is he?
Nowhere to be seen. Ever again.
There's no masking it. Hearts are a really well supported club. You can walk around here and there's signs saying, buy Hearts. Buy part of Hearts. If you're a fan, then you'll buy a bit of the Hearts. Buy some of the Heart. And it looks like the foundation of Hearts takeover bid is viable. They're led by an MP called Ian Murray who says they can afford to do it. Most of the best clubs in the world are run by the people. So, while this may have short-term problems for Hearts, they've got a 15-point deduction. Long-term, it could be a great thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, this is what we can only hope for, as much as we like to mock teams that are better than our own. That's essentially the best outcome possible. But in the shorter term, as you say, they could be going down this season unless they absolutely cane the league, more or less. They need to really get off that flying start, because if they don't... Dundee didn't last season, and they started on level pegging.
Yeah, exactly. Going down would be pretty bad for Hearts because, first of all, they're not a team that goes down, and secondly, they would end up in a division with the champions of Division 2 who play in blue and are from Govan.
Yes, well, in all probability, they will be in the same division should they get relegated as Rangers next season, which adds an interesting dynamic to the entire league, because whoever does get demoted is absolutely no surefire bet to go back up.
Certainly not, but let's not count our chickens before they hatching.
That's making a lot of assumptions.
Yes, exactly. Hearts could do well. They've got Danny Wilson, who played for Liverpool and gave away a penalty for Scotland, as their new captain. The guy's young, but he is obviously talented. And they've generally been bringing through a lot of young players. You never know if they get off to a good start. They're playing a team that they normally beat on the opening day of the season, St Johnstone. And if every game's a cup final, if every home game's a cup final, they could well stay up. You never know. Stranger things have happened, John Callan. Stranger things have and will happen.
Name 4.
Right, turn around, say bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna miss you.
I don't want to play football. I don't understand the rules of the game. I don't want to play football. I don't understand the thrill of running, catching, throwing, taking orders from a moron, grabbing for the sweaty crotches, getting hit by people I don't know. Sugar, I'd rather play a different sort of game. Sugar, the girls are just as good as boys I play.